Hello. So I've never done a video like this before, but I wanted to try something. I wanted to try and record at the end of every month this year and just kind of recap on how the month went, how it's been, what things I've struggled with, what things I've accomplished, what things were good, etc. Today is January 30th and January was a long month. Like it truly has felt like a pretty long month. Not necessarily in a bad way, but just a lot of things, I guess, that I've come to think of and come to realize. I think one thing that the month of January has taught me is the importance of not seeking so much validation in the world and in people around you, especially if they're strangers or people who you don't really know that well. You can't please everybody, and I knew in the past I was a people pleaser, and I knew that like it was an issue. I knew it wasn't good for me, and I knew that it was hurting my self-confidence even more to rely so much on people like that. But I think this year I really cemented the idea of how bad it is to put so much energy and time into people and their perspectives on you. So yeah, I would just say I really learned that doing that is really bad for you, especially as somebody who is trying to be a better Christian. Instead of seeking validation from people around you, it's super important to remember the reason why you're here. The reason why I'm here is because of God. And every day, if I want to be more like Him, I can't try and please the things of this earth and the things of this world. So I think that's something really big that I learned this month. Another thing is, I was talking to one of my small groups about a prayer request that I had of feeling really busy and overwhelmed, very overstimulated, and spending so much time on my phone and wasting away time, so much so that my idea and concept of time was skewed because I thought that I didn't have enough time in my day to get everything done, when in reality I do. I just spend so much time wasting it away on the internet or on social media. And I was telling my small group this kind of struggle, and my leader actually recommended me a book that she read, and I started it yesterday and it is so good. The prologue was already super relatable. Like, I felt like this is literally me. Like, I was like, the author that is describing his experience right now of feeling exhausted all the time and tired and in this never-ending cycle of just feeling really hollow and empty because everything you're doing is just in a rush. And I felt like I could really relate to that because for some time I had been feeling really I don't want to sound dramatic, not necessarily empty, but I just felt very hollow. Like there wasn't anything that was making me feel alive. Like I kind of just felt like I was just going through the motions and at a really fast pace. But ever since I started reading the book, I've learned a lot about time, my perception of time, why it's so dangerous to always be in this fast-paced life of go, go, go. And basically that hurrying and rushing and trying to get things done is a mindset that will only produce bad feelings. It doesn't produce feelings of love or joy or peace. But it creates this never-ending cycle of exhaustion, and it separates you from God in the end. So even though I just started this book, it's super good. I am super grateful that my leader recommended me to read it because it's been very helpful.
Obviously, it's not like I haven't heard of this before, but
I think the way that he describes our relationships to phones and devices in general really opened my eyes, because one of the things he said or wrote was like, you're not the customer to these big companies that are producing iPhones and tablets and computers. You're not the customer, you're their product. And they are trying to not only take your money, but they're trying to take your attention because it's for themselves, it's for the benefit of them. I guess to future me, if there's one big thing that I took away from this month, it's that make sure you're putting your attention into things that really matter to you and that you want to matter to you in life. Because another quote from the book, what you put your attention into is what you become. So if you're always on your phone, if you are so addicted to the point where you put so much attention into it and so much time and energy into it,
you're gonna become a machine. You wanna become a machine? I don't think so.
Yeah. That is probably the biggest thing I learned from this month.
With me.